for thinking of fertility rate? So,
Unless your child is also a pleasure. Your pleasure.
no, still, no. Keep it.
No.
No. Still, if it's a pleasure, that's the whole point. Here, all the parameters are fixed. You are playing with one of them. Of course, having a kid is a pleasure. Okay. But for having this pleasure, you pay a cost. If you used to earn $10, the cost of having one extra nice kid is 2 years of staying at home multiplied by, I don't know, your monthly income. If it's $30, now you have to pay more cost to have a kid. The pleasure is the same, you know. It doesn't matter how much you earn. So your affection about your children is the same. But the cost of buying this pleasure from playing with your kid is different now, and then it's going to push it down. So the very clear prediction: the more income you make.
You don't have a nanny to raise
Yeah.
your kids.
Just few months ago, in the econ department, there was a lady from Chicago Business School. She gave a talk. So I'm going ahead of myself, so I'm talking about bringing other slides there. She gave a talk on the effect of Mexican immigrants on the weekly hour of work for expert women. So she looked at different states of US, and so she showed that in the states where there are more Mexican immigrants, the professional ladies, like university professors, lawyers, and doctors, are working more. Why? The more immigrants you have, the more nanos are available, in terms of quality and quantity, both. So you have more nanos, it's cheaper to hire a nano, and you have a larger pool of people, so you can be more picky about the quality. At the end, if you can find the nano more easily, you're going to work more. But this is this was her. She got a job in Chicago Business School by that paper. So it's really worth working on these topics. And she is teaching 20 hours per semester, I guess, and getting 200,000 per year, to give you a feeling. Okay.
She shouldn't have a kid.
She shouldn't have a kid, sir. Maybe she has a lot of free time, because 20 hours per semester is nothing.
I didn't get the correct conclusion. Do I have to call a nanny or a professor?
That depends on you. Depends on your parameters. So let's apply this simple framework to the question of family and married women. So the question, the puzzle the labor economists are facing is that if you look at the labor market participation rate of single, I'm sorry, I figured out just when I was looking for a slide, they don't have the single white woman graph, but I will show something close to that in the next slide. So this is the labor market participation rate. It means out of 100 persons, how many are working in the market? Naturally, historically, it was very high for male. Almost every male is working on it. And these 20% are the unemployed people, plus those who don't want to be in the market, like those who are students. For married women, so take a single white married woman case, the participation rate was almost zero beginning of the century, and it goes up to like 60% at the end of the century. Why? If you look at single woman, it's almost the same. So we don't see increased participation rate for single women, but we see it for married women. And this is a puzzle, why it should be different. So this shows the average weekly working hours for married American women, an increase of almost double. For married men, men are having happier time because they are working a little bit less. And for single, it's almost the same. So we want to build a mathematical model and then try to fit it to the data to see if we can explain this phenomenon.
So, one question.
Sure.
It doesn't mean actually they are married, then they go work. It means that the singles that are working are getting married, and they do not just
No, the data collected is, they take snapshots every year.
No, the curve shows that they are single.
No, these
Then
are
they
these are
marry.
over time.
Sure.
Okay.
But the effect is not that they are married, then they go work. The effect shows that they are singles who are working and they are married.
Could get married
Yeah,
or
they do not leave
replaced
the
by
job.
other singles, so you can't say that they're actually getting out of the market. As he says, it's actually snapshots, so it's still happening.
First, let's look at how they collect the data. Every year or every month, they go and ask thousands of people, are you married, are you single, and how much are you working? So these reports are that in every snapshot of the society over the time frame, how much is the average time for that particular generation? So we are moving between generations. It's not that the same person moved. Of course, there is an overlap, but it's not large.
No, I do not say the same person. I just mean that people who are single and who are
Right.
not married, they do not leave their job after their marriage. This
We
is
don't
why
know.
this curve goes up. Because the married women who are working are increased because they do not leave their job.
Well,
No, but-
single women
no, it's
curve is
stationary.
constant.
No, it's stationary because this is not for one single person. It's over 100 years. So think of a equilibrium framework. You're thinking of a transition which we are not capturing in this curve. We can talk
Like in the cultural.
Okay, so to model this, first we should have an understanding of what does marriage mean. So as an economist, we should have an economic theory of marriage, or not a emotional theory of marriage. Yeah, that's a different story.
Sacred.
Okay. You may ask, okay, you're explaining everything with economics, obviously not a convincing framework. I should clarify it. When the economists are talking about all these phenomena, they are not saying that there are not other factors. What they're saying is that the other factors are always there. What we are looking at is what's the effect of changing some economic parameters at the total outcome. So people are marrying for many reasons. That's always there. Now we are saying, okay, there are also other elements of marriage which can be captured by economic theory, and we want to focus on these parts. It's not saying that the whole marriage happens because of that, but we are saying we can identify these elements in every marriage. So for these guys, the marriage is an institution for division of work. What does it mean? It means that, so I'm single, I have to do all work by myself, I have to take all the risks by myself, but when I'm married, now I have someone so that we can divide the work. And we know from Adam Smith that division of work always pays, because people become more specialized on doing certain type of work. So like I cook at home, so I'm specialized in cooking. My wife is taking care of bringing nice movies to watch and so on. So we're specialized. This is division of work. Come back to that framework I wrote there. The market. There are market and non-market goods for the family. So the family should earn income and also cook, clean the dishes, clean the house, all this work. Take care of the car and so on. And again, we have the same inputs, money and time. So the question is, okay, I have two people instead of one. They are going to think, okay, in the first case, I was thinking about optimal allocation of 7 times 24 hours, so 168 hours per week. Now I'm thinking about optimal allocations of twice of that together. Because we can pool our time and then think, okay, what can I do? There are, of course, other elements, like economy of scale in the family. Economy of scale simply means, if I'm single, I have to pay $400 for a small efficiency flat. If I'm married, we pay $600 for a larger one, which is enough for two people. So I enjoy the economy of scale. If I'm single, I have to pay for my own car. If we are together, we can still have one car and do almost the same things, etc., etc. So I'm not talking about these aspects. There is a risk-sharing aspect. So if I'm single, I get sick, I have to stay at home, I have no income. If you are two people, at least the chance of both becoming sick is much lower than a single person becoming sick. So there's always a way to share the risks and cover these shocks. But go back to that framework. If you are two people and you want to think about division of work, who is going to do what?